welcome back to the Brianna and Devin Toy Channel. So in today's video, I am going to be DIYing some more clothes. And the last time I did this, I DIY'd some kids' clothes that I was going to donate. And yeah, so today I'm going to be doing kind of the opposite. I'm going to DIY some oversized men's t-shirts. These are some t-shirts that don't fit my dad anymore, so I just decided to make them into clothes that I would wear. Also guys, we are so incredibly close to 200 subscribers. I know I keep repeating this in like every single video, but I would appreciate it so much if you would just click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss any of my uploads. But yeah, we are so close to 200, and I'm going to be doing a live stream with Devin at 200 subscribers. Just 3 more of you guys need to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I really appreciate every single one of you who has subscribed. And yeah, let's just get on to the video. Alright, so I'm going to start off by working on this sort of skater kind of shirt. I don't really know what it is. But for this one, I'm going to kind of do like a wrap shirt, I guess. And then with the Aruba shirt, I'm going to do a tie, and the Virginia Tech one, I'm just going to crop. But yeah, this one, we are starting off kind of hard. But I'm going to go ahead and just mark where I want it to be cropped. And I'm going to go ahead and crop it kind of where my belly button is. Don't really know. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that at all, but I kind of just drew a line right there. So yeah, now I'm going to go ahead, take this off, and put like a pin where I want it to be. Alright, so I went ahead and pinned it where I wanted it to be. I don't really know if you guys can see that, but there is a pin right there. So yeah, now I'm just going to go ahead and lay this shirt down, and the setup may look a little similar to you guys who saw my last video about the children's clothes. And again, sorry for the disgusting lighting. It is so rainy out here outside. So alright, so here's the shirt, and I don't know if you can see, but the pin is like right here. And basically for this wrap shirt design, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut literally a line right up there to the top. Alright, so basically I just drew a straight line down the middle, just from the pin to down, and now I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. So I'm leaving the back layer alone. We're not cutting the back layer, we're only cutting the top layer of the shirt. Alright, so I cut up until that point. And now we're kind of left with these 2 flap thingies, but we don't want that because we kind of need to have a shirt to wrap. So now I'm going to go ahead, and some shirts have like a seam along the sides, but this shirt does not for some reason. So I'm going to just go ahead and kind of cut along the side, kind of hope for the best here, and kind of just split that apart. And I'm going to cut up until this same point, and then we're going to just see if that is even. And it is basically even, so that is good. And just go ahead, fold it up like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just go ahead and cut along the seam, and then fold up the other side as well to see if it's even. And it is even, so that is great. Alright, so now I have 2 flaps up here, and then 1 big one down here. And we don't want this unless you want like a uneven shirt, like higher in the front and then in the back lower. But I don't want that, so I'm going to go ahead and just basically draw a straight line across the back and then cut it. Alright, so I cut off this part, so it is completely separated now, and now we are basically just left with these 2 flaps and then the shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and see if these are long enough to wrap to the back and then tie. So here's the shirt on. As you can see, the back is cropped and we have these two very ugly flaps in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one and this one. And if you see, basically, I'm just going to try to wrap them. But unfortunately, they're not long enough to go onto the back. So if this happens, you could do one of two things. Or, yeah, you could take your extra fabric that you cut off and then, like, extend these two flaps so you could actually tie them in the back once you do this. Or you could either sew these two flaps right here, just so there's like no tie in the back. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I'll probably figure something. Alright guys, so I decided what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just add on some of this fabric. So if you're gonna do this shirt, you really wanna make sure you get like a long, really long shirt, or like even a dress would work if you wanna make a wrap shirt out of that. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and just split this into two. So I drew this line, and now I'm going to go ahead and cut right down the middle to split. Alright, so now I'm going to go head over to my sewing machine and basically just sew, well, since this side is closed and not raw, and then all this side and those two sides are raw, I'm going to sew a raw side to one of the flaps of my shirt, like this, just straight across. And then this one to the opposite flap, and that's just going to make them longer so we could tie them in the back and make an actual wrap shirt. Alright, so here we are at my wonderful sewing machine here with the horrible lighting. So I'm still wearing the shirt, and I'm probably just going to keep wearing it because why not? But now I'm going to go ahead and just put both of these sides together right here, and I'm just going to sew my little scrap of fabric onto my actual flap. So here we have one of the flaps. Alright guys, so I went ahead and did the first flap, and this is what it looks like. I just sewed it right on, and now I'm going to show you how to do the other side. So basically just go ahead and line up your two thingy. So it should kind of look like that, just lined up. And then I'm going to use some pins to just go ahead and pin down everything, just to make sure it stays in place when I'm sewing, just to get like a really neat and clean line. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so this is what the little flap looks like now that I have gone ahead and pinned it. As you can see, I just went ahead and pinned it across the place where I was going to sew, and now this next and final step is to just go ahead and sew. So basically I'm going to go ahead and just put it on my sewing machine and just sew a straight line across the shirt. Also, make sure to do back stitches when you're sewing. And I forgot to mention, but you can always just hand stitch this. So yeah, and you can probably even glue it with some fabric glue if you wanted to. So this is what it looks like. It is just perfectly sewn, just like that. So now you should have two really long tabs here so we could tie them in the back. Alrighty everyone, so now I have these two super, very, very long flaps. This does not look good at all, but now it's time to transform this shirt. Basically, you're just going to put one flap under the other, and it's okay if you have raw edges with these flaps because it doesn't really matter. But now, I'm just going to cross them over to the back and basically just tie them. So as you can see, I barely had enough fabric to tie it in the back, but this is how this shirt is looking. I'm actually in love with it. Like, I really like how it turned out. I really like how the logo looks and just how everything looks. I think it is a perfect length and that it's really form-fitting. And yeah, I just really like how this one turned out. You can obviously do different variations and stuff, of course. And I was thinking about cutting the sleeves a little bit, just so it wasn't as like, I don't know, just so it looked a little better. But I don't know, you guys, I'm probably just gonna leave them like this because, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. Alright everyone, so the second shirt we're going to be DIYing is this Virginia Tech shirt. So again, just like the other ones, I'm gonna just go ahead and mark where I wanna crop it, because this shirt, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna do just a simple crop to it. So I'm gonna go ahead, take my Sharpie, and I just went ahead and drew a little line where I want it to be cropped. And then for this one, I recommend leaving some space because I'm gonna just sew the raw edge. So instead of having that raw edge once I cut it, I'm gonna like fold it over and sew it. This is completely optional, but I think it just makes it look better and kind of like it's store-bought. So yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off and then just draw a line straight across so we can mark where we want to cut our shirt. Alright, so I went ahead and drew out the full line. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. So we won't be needing this fabric, so you can just go ahead and toss that aside. But now we have our full shirt, and you can leave it raw like this, and that would just be your cropped shirt. Or you could do what I'm gonna do, and that is fold up the edges like this, just to give it a cleaner cut. Alright guys, so I know this angle is different, but I went ahead and just pinned along here, and basically if you flip this over, I just kind of folded the shirt a tiny bit and pinned it in place. So yeah, now let's go ahead and head over to the sewing machine, and once again you can hand stitch this if you want, or you can even use fabric glue. And by the way, I just went ahead and did the top half, and I didn't worry about the bottom half yet because we're going to do that next. Alright, so as you can see, well, you can't really see much right now, but I just went ahead and lined it up, and now I'm just going to sew a straight line and kind of just get that raw edge out of it. Alright guys, so I went ahead and sewed the front of it. This is what it looks like. Don't really know if you can see up that close, but I think, in my opinion, this actually looks like a shirt that was like actually made somewhere, like manufactured and stuff. So yeah, I think it looks really good, and I definitely recommend you guys sew up your raw edges like this just so it looks neater. But now we gotta work on the back, so I'm just gonna basically repeat that whole process for the back and just sew up the whole bottom of this shirt. Alright guys, so this is what shirt number 2 looks like. This is the Virginia Tech shirt, and this is what it looks like on. As you can see, the sleeves are like halfway down my whole arm again, but I don't know if I should fix them because like the shirt goes all the way out to there, so I think I'm just going to leave the sleeves the way they are. I think it looks pretty cool. And I think it's the perfect length. I thought it was going to be like way too short, but I'm pretty sure it is fine. And if you guys are wondering what the back looks like, it's just plain gray in the back. And I really like it because it kind of like goes up and then a little more down in the back. So yeah, that is what this shirt looks like. I think it's so cute. And now let's move on to the last shirt. Okay, so here is the third shirt. It is an Aruba shirt, like I showed you guys before. And now this is going to kind of be similar to the wrap shirt design, except it's going to tie in the front and not be a wrap shirt. But the way to make it is kind of similar. Basically, you want to take something to write with and just mark where you want it to be cropped at. And you don't need to save any room for this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and mark it about there. So there you see I marked it. And now just go ahead, take it off and lay it down because we're gonna kind of crop this one. Alright, so for this one, once you lay it out and just kind of get all those wrinkles out and just spread it out, we're gonna go ahead and do kind of the same thing as the wrap shirt and just cut a line. Alright everyone, so I went ahead and drew a line right down the middle and then I cut it, so just like the wrap shirt, now I have 2 flaps. And then we're going to kind of do, again, the same thing as the wrap shirt, and which is the next step. We basically just want to go ahead and cut down the seam here until this line where you want it to be cropped. And since this shirt doesn't have a seam, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, I guess. Alright, so now you should have 2 equal flaps, and with this, we're just going to kind of put those up for now. Both of them up. Anyways, now once those 2 are up, we're going to do just like what we did for the last one and just kind of draw a line right across. And now I'm going to go ahead and just cut that line. So I went ahead and just put this fabric to the side because we don't need that anymore. And now we're just left with the back and then these 2 flaps. And alright. So I kind of made a mistake, and yeah, this is really horrible, but if you're, okay, when you're marking out the lines and stuff, you probably don't want to use Sharpie for this shirt because we're not going to be cutting this out at all, so it's probably going to stay there unless I could like wash it off or something. But yeah, just make that note, either use like a washable marker or some sort of very light pencil or something like that, because this is probably going to stay, and that is all my fault. But anyway, now I'm going to take my ruler here and I'm just going to mark something. And we're going to go 3 centimeters over and then just make a mark from the line that you did. So I just did a little mark. And then 3 centimeters over on the other side. So I have made 2 marks, and now I'm basically just going to like kind of do a circle, I guess. Just so we could like tie it, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut it, and hopefully you guys will get the idea. So I don't know if this is way too big. Hopefully it's fine, but this is kind of like the hole I made because we're basically just going to make 2 ties so we could tie it in the front. But now I'm basically going to fold it over like this and kind of make a triangle. So now I just cut that triangle off, and now I have this triangle here that we're going to tie with the other one. And we're just going to basically repeat that on this side. Alright guys, so here's this shirt on. Obviously I didn't tie it yet, but this is what it kind of looks like. And now basically all you got to do is take these 2 little, I don't know what to call them, little things, and then just tie it. And it kind of gives it like a nice kind of tie. I don't know. So yeah, I really like this one, and as you can kind of see, if I put this down a little bit, like there's a thing on the side here that I forgot to cut off and stuff, so yeah, that is kind of annoying, but you can always like just fix it. I think it's probably fine. But yeah, this is the last shirt. I really like how it has turned out. It's really like a comfy kind of shirt. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. I really love how all of the shirts turned out. I think they look super cool, and I'm really happy with the overall product with all of them. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope it inspired you to like make your own kind of shirts, whatever they may be, out of oversized men t-shirts. But yeah, if you liked it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel to see more fun videos like this one. And once you've done that, click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. And you can also comment down below any video suggestions or anything you want. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!